Hello, and this is a drink review of a drink called Homie Gut-Friendly Soda, Pink Grape. And I don't think it contains any, zero caffeine, so let's see how it tastes. Oh, because the concept of having beneficial bacteria in a soda, I like. It is beneficial bacteria, right? Who knows? Okay, nice. It is clear. This is how it looks. Yeah, smells sweet, a little bit of fruitiness. Yeah. I mean, I don't really like, I guess, pink grape flavor right there. Um, Obviously, this isn't actual pink grape. Yeah, pink grape is the fruit I'm thinking of, right? Because it was a period of time, many years, where I wasn't supposed to have what I think is, let's see, pink grape. So let's see if it actually is the fruit I'm thinking of. Pink grape. Okay. Okay, I had to press translate because just typing that. Pink grape. Grapefrukt, right? Rosa grapefrukt. I wasn't supposed to have that for some of the medications I was taking. Obviously, this doesn't contain actual grapefruit, so I was still having stuff like this, because it's not actual grapefruit, it's just grapefruit flavor. But nope, it isn't something I'd like. And maybe I just made up the whole thing that it contains probiotics. Yeah, no, it's a symbiotic. So it doesn't contain any probiotics, which makes sense. I mean, what would the probiotics be eating in these things to stay alive? Um, but I mean, I think it's pretty bad. But it is like, it's a pink grapefruit. Even though I've had pink grape things before, they've been pretty good. I think this one has too much of that taste, I guess. Like, it tastes a bit too much, and not just like a generic just sweetness. So I'll probably finish a can, but I would not buy this one again. Alright. Comments. First comment by Lazul. Andreas. Why they gotta change the YouTube video UIs every goddamn 6 months? Is it because the Indian graphic design hires are gonna get fired as soon as they ain't needed and they do these meme tier new designs every 6 months to keep themselves employed? You don't even let us get used to the standard HUDs. Maybe. I mean, that makes sense, right? If you're working and you're like, man, if we don't do just something, we're gonna get fired. I think it's understandable that they would just do shit just to do it, right? And I think the problem there is more on the fact that if they don't do these concept things, that they get fired. I mean, maybe they shouldn't be fired, right? It's kind of like that conundrum of you don't want to make a product that's too good, because if you, like for example, you don't own the business, whatever, you're just a worker, you make a product that's so good to where it doesn't need to be updated or anything, then the guys at top will be like, oh, okay, we don't need you anymore, you're fired. And you're like, you created such a great product to where you no longer have a job, so while the people who didn't create that are just benefiting now. They have now less expenses, more profits. It doesn't get shared with you as the worker. I find that understandable, so maybe. But I mean, yeah, watching GG right there. I mean, to me, I don't mind the new HUD. I think it's pretty much the same as the old one. It just looks different, and you have like more options just up in front of you. So I don't know. I don't mind it. So yeah. And then there's a lot of comments on my Cecilia Green Loves Claptrap little clip I did. I'll probably skip most of them because they don't really have much to do with the channel. It's more along the lines of like, for that clip. But my opinion is, man, Claptrap is so annoying. I was with Cecilia, like, god damn it, one game without Claptrap, please. Because Claptrap can be fun, can be okay in small bursts, like a little bit here and there. But no, it's too much. I mean, even the little we got from Claptrap in the third game I hated. No, or am I thinking of Tiny Tina's Wonderlands something? Anyways, anything after Borderlands 2, and even in Borderlands 2, it was too much Claptrap, but I was fine with it in that game because, well, it was the second game. And even though, yeah, no, it was still overused. If you try to go back and play Borderlands 2, you're like, shut the fuck up, Claptrap. But I guess it wasn't as flanderized back then as it has become. Let's see. By East Coast. Depression can be circumstantial, including because of chronic pain. Not to say that you have it, but just for anyone else reading. And that was on my video, Depression. Sure. I mean, I still believe that depression in and of itself is just that you're sad because you're sad. Like, for example, if something is causing your sadness, as an example right there, like long-term pain, then I don't think it is depression. It's just sadness, To me, I think the term depression is like overused to mask just normal sadness, because people don't want to think about, oh, I'm just sad, I must have depression. No, and I think it has become a bit of like a crutch. Oh no, not as a crutch. What's it called? A way to try and distract yourself from the actual problem. The actual problem is the pain and the fact that I'm I was about to say testosterone, the adrenaline problems I have. I'm sad because of that. So I'm gonna work on fixing that. If it was kind of, oh, I'm sad, but depression, then you try to fix the depression instead of the actual problem. So, yeah. That's my, like, little quick, not thinking about it viewpoint right now. By Duplin. Hydreigon is a solid physical attacker, so you should be fine. He gets strong physical dragon stab and physical elemental coverage. That's a good thing, cause this team is getting bullied by ice and rock. What's the meaning behind your nickname choices? Those are my members only Pokemon Blaze Black Part 0.5 testing. And obviously I'm recording this. I guess it's technically the 17th right now because I woke up in the middle of the night and decided I wanted some salad. So I'm eating a salad right here where I added a tablespoon of raspberry vinegar. Well, let's say 1 part raspberry vinegar, 1 part olive oil, and 3 parts water. And obviously some salt. It's just some chopped up salad, onion, and some olives. And that's why I decided let's try out this homie soda. Because I do plan on going back to bed in an hour or two. I spent almost the entire day in bed. And I want to go back. Yeah, so let's see. Oh yeah, the comments. Jesus Christ. I did answer it written down. But yeah, Neferata is... Because in case people are watching the actual episode that's gonna come out, episode 1, which I haven't recorded, like I said, to Duplain. I plan on starting to record the Let's Play, the actual Blaze Black Let's Play, sometime in next month, which would be in November. So in November is when I actually will start the Let's Play. I think it should just take November and December probably for it to be done. Maybe into January we'll see how things goes. But yeah, Neferata, which is Sigilif. It's a Warhammer character. And I just think, you know what? Neferata, if it's Sigilif, that's kind of like... I guess Sigilif is more like American Indian mixed with like Egyptian. I just thought it fits. And then Billybob or Hydreigon also. I was planning first to just call it Billy. But then I thought, Billybob to me was just a funnier name for a Hydra. That's it. I didn't think more about it. By Lazul. I like the first person horror games because I think that's the perspective that gets you the most immersed in horror, because you have the POV of the character. But I also think you should be able to grab any object as a weapon at sign of first blood. For example, any rational human instinct would have been to grab something or run away after seeing the blood on the floor in that mansion you entered. Also, no horror should happen in cutscenes. All in gameplay when you have control, because horror is something, in my opinion, the games do better than movies. You are capable of getting more immersed. I prefer horror in movies rather than video games. I think because... I don't know why that is. Like, when I'm actually the one playing, like, when it comes to, like, just a horror game versus... Because in games, I prefer playing a game that's not a horror game that might have horror elements in it. That I'm fine with. That I like in games. But actual horror game where that's like the main point versus horror movies, I prefer the movie. Because it's more like, these horrible things are happening to these characters and I have no control over that. So the actions that are happening is not something... I don't know, like... Yeah, I think that's more... Like, I have a easier time to get immersed in it as more of like a fly on the wall, rather than to be the one where these horror things happening to. I have a very hard time just getting scared when I play horror games. And most of the things, it's not scary, it's more like frights, where it's just super loud noise that happen. And when those happen, I'm like, fuck. I get so irritated because now my ears are hurting, my head is hurting. But one thing I do agree, and that completely takes me out of it. And now, instead of trying to get immersed in the horror, I'm now just annoyed and angry. But one thing I do agree with you 100% is that horror should not happen in the cutscenes when in the video games. Because I'm fucking playing a video game. I'm not watching a movie. If I wanted it to happen in cutscenes, watch a movie. You know, because they're probably gonna do it better. So yeah, no. Like for example, I think it was the Metal Scare when they do a cutscene of the guy smashing that other guy in the window or on the glass. Why couldn't that been during gameplay? So that like they do that cutscene so that you make sure that you see that happening. But you're not seeing it from the perspective of like the camera moves away from you. Like that should have just happened during gameplay. As I walk up there, that could trigger him doing that part. But if I then, like, I agree. Like, stuff like that while in the. Oh god, I probably shouldn't. I tried to read comments because fuck me. I can barely fucking speak right now. But yeah, no, I agree. Uh, and then one last comment by Lazula. I'll just do one more because I need to eat and then go back to bed. The Room by Tommy Wiseau reference lol at 5:43 on the same video. First look, made of scared. Yeah, I mean, just seeing that dog right there. I don't know why, because it's not like I've watched The Room for quite a while. I think the last time I watched it was probably 2 years ago, maybe even more. I think the last time I watched it was during like a HoloLive watch along or something. So let's see. The Room HoloLive. Oh god, probably I guess more than probably 4 years ago. Yeah. So it's weird. I mean, I like that movie. I actually like The Room. It's very fun. It's the type of like bad. It is like the type of bad movie that I enjoy. I don't really tend to like these bad movies where people, when they go into it to make a bad movie, those movies they don't tend to be good. I'm trying to think: has there ever been a bad movie that I enjoyed where the people creating it intended to make a bad movie? I don't think so. I don't think there's any. Or at least that I know of. Maybe some of the bad movies I've watched, they intended to make it bad, and it's kind of like, they did a good job, but I don't think so. Um, I don't know. I should do more of these because these watch-alongs. Uh, what's it called? Like these old like 80s, like 60s to 80s B films. Yeah, you know what? I don't know why we just talked about The Room. Now I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood of watching something like that. I'm not gonna watch it right now. But that is what I'm in the mood to watch. Deathstalker, which I've seen. There is a new Deathstalker coming out, right? Which I'll be honest, didn't really. I saw the trailer of that. It didn't really look that good, but I'll give it a shot if it comes out on some streaming service that I have. Then I'll give it a shot to watch it. Uh, But just looking quick, like a movie that I'm thinking that I might want to watch, like Battle Beyond the Stars from the 80s, The Toolbox Murders from the 70s. I've heard things about Hostel, but that's from 2011. Hmm. Forbidden World from the 80s. Yeah, anyways, I'm just feeling like I want to do more of that, like painting while watching a movie, maybe. Maybe those things will come back.